welcome back class 6 to the online bio classes. You have already completed the first chapter along with the question answers and the test also you have given. Now let's start the second chapter, the flower, part 1. Okay, you know what is flower. You have seen different types of flower. They are of different colors and they produce scent which helps to attract the insects for pollination. Flowers are of different shape and size. It is the most attractive part of a plant. So how to define flower? Biologically you can say flower is the reproductive part of a plant. So I will write it here, the definition. Flower is the reproductive part of a plant. It is the most attractive part of a plant, okay, and it attracts insects for pollination. Now next we have to study what are the different parts of a flower. So next topic, parts of a flower. In order to study the different parts of a flower, you should know the diagram of the flower also. And you can see that a flower consists of 4 different parts. The stalk, S-T-A-L-K, stalk, like if you see the stem is there, a flower is attached with the help of a stalk, like here if the flower is present. This stalk of the flower is S-T-A-L-K, stalk of the flower, it is called pedicel, P-E-D-I-C-E-L. So what is pedicel? Pedicel is the name given to the stalk of the flower with which it is attached to the stem. So I will write the name of the parts and their definition also. What is pedicel? The stalk of the flower, S-T-A-L-K, stalk of the flower, by which it is attached or which attach the flower to the stem. So what is pedicel? The stalk of the flower by which it is attached to the stem. Already here I have shown with the help of a diagram. Now next, number 2 is thalamus. All these are the parts of the flower. What is thalamus? Also known as receptacle. The swollen tip of the pedicel. The swollen tip of the pedicel on which all the floral parts are burned or seated is called thalamus. Swollen tip, tip means like this tip of the flower. This one here, pedicel is there. This part is somewhat swollen and it is thick like this. This part is called thalamus or receptacle. Okay, this is called thalamus or receptacle. This is pedicel. The tip of the pedicel means the upper part, this one is somewhat broad and flat on which all the floral parts are burned. That is called thalamus or receptacle. So the definition of thalamus or receptacle is, it is the swollen tip of pedicel on which all floral parts are present or seated or burned, any word we can use. So what is thalamus? It is the tip of the pedicel on which all the parts of the flower are present. Okay, now next, pedicel, thalamus we have done. Now what are the other parts of the flower? That we will study along with the diagram of the flower, a complete flower in which all the 4 layers of the flower or the walls of the flower is shown, and then one by one we have to study about each wall. Okay, now third one is thalamus we have done. What is calyx? The outermost wall of the flower is called calyx. Outermost layer or wall, W-H-O-R-L, this is what I am using, of the flower is called calyx. It consists of, or it is made up of, a group of sepals. Means 5 or more than 5 sepals unite together. Together they are known as, it is the combined name given to the group of sepals. It is called calyx. It is green in color. The sepals are green in color. They are the leaf-like structure, like here the sepals are present. Leaf-like structure, they are called sepals. The unit is called sepals. Okay, each of the leaf-like structure is called sepals. So sepals are leaf-like structures. Sepals are green in color. And what is the function of calyx, the outermost wall of the flower? Because it is present in the outermost layer of the flower, it is present to the outside, so it provides protection to the flower in the bud stage. Provides protection to the flower in the bud stage, and since it is green in color, so I will write and also helps in photosynthesis, because green color help it to make food by the process of photosynthesis. So there are two functions of calyx. Number one, protection to the inner layers of the flower, and number two, photosynthesis. Understood? Now next we have the second wall of the flower, which is known as corolla. This corolla is made up of unit called petals. Okay? So second wall of the flower, now it is number 4, corolla. It is the most attractive part of the flower. It is the most attractive and colorful part of flower. It is scented also. It is made up of a group of sepals. Already we have done petals. So it is made up of a group of petals. Means all the petals combined together, it is known as corolla. It produces scent. The petals produces scent and attract insect for pollination. And attracts insects for pollination. What is pollination? It is the process of transfer of pollen grains from the male flower to the female flower. So this is the second wall of the flower, corolla. First wall is calyx. So I will write it one only here. Let's not confuse. Number 2 is corolla. So calyx and corolla, both of them are the layers of flower. Calyx is the outermost layer, which is green in color. Corolla is the second layer, which is made up of petals, colorful leaves-like structure called petals, that attract the insects for pollination, and it is brightly colored. It produces scent also, by which the insects get attracted. Okay. Now next we have the male part and the female part of the flower. That is the third and the fourth layer of the flowers. Okay. Okay, now let's do the next. The third wall of the flower, it is called androecium. Now what is this androecium? Androecium is the male part of the flower. Male part of a flower is called androecium. It consists of, or it is made up of, stamens. Now what is stamens? Stamens are the unit of androecium. Each stamen consists of two parts, like this is anther and a filament. So each stamen, this one is called anther, okay? The bilobed anther is there, in which the male gametes or the pollens are produced, and this slender stalk is there, that is known as filament. So filament and anther together, they are known as stamen. Okay, anther and filament together makes one stamen. So each stamen, we can write it, consists of a bilobed anther. Bi means two. There are two lobes of the anther. Like this one is one lobe, this is the second lobe. So that's why, because two lobes are present, it is called bilobed anther. I have used the word bilobe. Anther and a stalk or a slender filament. Okay. Now, what is the function of endometrium if it is asked? What do the endometrium do? It produces the male gametes or the male reproductive cells, which are known as pollen grains or pollens. So we can write this point also. It produces the male gametes. It produces male gametes, which is known as pollens. Got it? Now next, the last word of the layer of the flower is the female part of the flower, which is known as gynoecium. Okay? So the fourth layer of the flower, it is called gynoecium. And it is made up of pistil or carpel. Pistil or carpel. The unit is called pistil or carpel. Now what is gynoecium? Female part of the flower. Female part of flower is called gynoecium. Unit means the smallest part, is called carpel or pistil. Means gynoecium is made up of many carpels or pistils. I'll show you with the help of diagram. Each carpel or pistil consists of a broad flat stigma and a long stalk, which is known as filament, and finally a swollen ovary is there. At the base we have the ovary. Inside the ovary we have the ovules that produces the seed, and the ovary that produces the fruit. So this is known as stigma. This part is called stigma. This part is known as style, and this one is called ovary. These are the parts of a carpel or pistil. Okay, and this inside one, they are known as ovules. O-V-U-L-E-S. These ovules, after fertilization, changes into seeds, and this ovary changes into fruit. So unit is called carpel or pistil. Each carpel consists of three parts. Each carpel consists of three parts. What are they? Stigma, style, and ovary. Now what is the function of this ovary? The ovary contains the female gamete, which is known as eggs. So eggs are produced. So if it is asked what is the function of gynoecium, gynoecium is the female part of the flower, which produces the female gamete called eggs inside the ovary. Understood? So what are the four parts of the flower? Recall, the outermost part is called calyx, second one is corolla, then the male part called endometrium, and finally the central part of the flower, which is known as gynoecium or the female part. Okay? Now we'll try to draw a diagram of a complete flower, and then we'll study some other terms related to flower. Okay? So here I am going to draw the diagram of a complete flower. And there is one experiment also given in your book. You can do it on your own. At home you can try. Take a China rose that is hibiscus, or the Java full it is called in Bangla. You can take that one, and then you can study all the parts which are shown. Like first one is the stalk of the flower. It is called pedicel. To the diagram of a complete flower. Then this contains a swollen base which is known as thalamus or receptacle. Thalamus or receptacle. It is the tip of the pedicel which is somewhat swollen. Okay. This one is known as thalamus or receptacle, on which all the floral parts are burned. Then we have the ovary. I will try to draw the central part of the flower, that is the female part, which consists of stigma. Okay. Like this you can draw a broad flat stigma, and a long style, and finally a swollen ovary with the ovules in it. Now, see, this one is the broad flat stigma. You can draw it like this also to make it more receptive. Okay. What is this part I have drawn in the center? It is the female part of the flower. It's present almost in the center of the flower. Okay. And what are the three parts it contains? Number one, this one is called stigma. It is sticky, and it helps to receive the pollen grains at the time of pollination. Then this one, it is called style, the long stalk. It is known as style. And this one, the swollen base, it is known as ovary. Stigma, style and ovary, together they form a pistil or carpel. And all the pistils combined together, like many pistils can be there in a flower, it can be one also or more than one. Together it forms the female part, which is called gynoecium. Now next I will draw the male part of the flower, which consists of bilobed anther. So see, these two are the anthers. Because it has two lobes, it is called bilobed, and this one is called filament. Anther and filament. Together they form one stamen. And all the stamens, if many stamens, like here I have shown two only, it can be 5, it can be more than that. So all the stamens together collectively it is known as enricium, the male part of the flower. Similarly, all the pistils together they form gynoecium or the female part of the flower. Now next we will draw the colorful part of the flower, which consists of colorful leaf-like structures. See, I am drawing like this. Okay. See, the colorful leaves are there. So this one is known as, what is it called? It is called petals. And all the petals combined with, this is also petals here, it can be 5, it can be more than that. The colorful leaves are called petals. Together they are known as corolla. The combined word is corolla. Means all the petals together known as corolla. And finally we have the leaf-like structure. The leaf-like structure I will draw, which is the outermost layer of the flower. Okay, this is known as calyx, the leaf-like structure. So similarly here also I can draw the leaf-like structure. This is called calyx. Okay, and the unit is known as sepals, S-E-P-A-L-S, sepals. So don't confuse between them. What is sepals? Sepals is one of the part of calyx. Like all the sepals combined together it is called calyx. All the petals combined together it is called corolla. All the stamens combined together it is known as enricium, and all the pistils together they are known as gynoecium. So hope you have understood up to here. So now next we will study about the types of flowers. You can draw, this will be your homework also, to draw the diagram of a complete flower, showing all the parts. Okay, this is your homework also. Draw a diagram of a flower and label all these parts. Understood? Now next we have the types of flower. Okay. Now next is types of flowers. There are two types of flowers. What are they? If a flower contains both the male and the female parts, that is, stamens are also present and carpels are also there, such flowers are called bisexual flowers. So what is bisexual flower? bisexual flower. A flower that contains both male and female parts, that is stamens and carpels, are called bisexual flowers. Like just now I have drawn the diagram. Example: China rose, petunia, mustard. They are the examples of bisexual flowers. Now second one is unisexual flower. Uni means single. If a flower contains only male part, that is stamen, or only the female part, a flower containing or that contains a flower that contains either means any one, either stamen, that is the male part, or carpel, is called unisexual flower. Means such a flower which has only one part. Okay, either male part is there, that is stamen is there, or only female part is there, that is carpel is there. Such flowers are known as unisexual flowers. Like if a flower has only the male part or the stamen, they are known as staminate flower. What is the word is? Staminate. In higher classes you will study about that. And if a flower has only the female part, it is called pistillate flower. Now if you want to write the examples of such unisexual flowers, you can write papaya plant, cucumber also. Okay, papaya and cucumber. These two are the flowers which are unisexual. Means the male flower is present, male part is present in one flower, and the female part is present in another flower. Okay. So next, the homework, I will say what you have to do. Whatever is taught up to types of flower, first question you can do is name the different parts of the flower. What is the answer you will write? The 4 different parts of the flower are calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. Second question, define flower. There you can write flower is the reproductive part of the plant. It is the most attractive and colorful part. Then third question you can write, draw the diagram to show all the parts of a flower, or draw a well-labeled diagram of a flower. So that diagram which I had drawn earlier, that you have to draw and label all the parts. So only these 3 questions as homework you can do. Okay, thank you.